We
So,
are the future ancestors. So if we're not out here putting our message into the world, we might as well just be dying. And if we're not dying, then what the fuck are you actually doing?
yeah.
As people of diasporic origin, living authentically means delving deep into our cultural legacy burdens. At Rich Queer Aunties, we go beyond financial success, embracing rich insights, truth, and authenticity. Join me, Christabel, a nurse leader, writer, and African auntie, as I share insights and practical resources such as self-care strategies, mindfulness practices, and deep cultural analysis. Drawing from my experiences overcoming a controlling religious and traditional African background to embracing life as an openly gay woman, I've gathered knowledge to help you live fully and authentically. Each episode aims to help you uncover your subconscious narratives, prioritize your mental health, and nurture a meaningful community that truly reflects who you are. We'll explore how merging our heritage of collectivism with individualism can lead to a peaceful state of interdependence. Consider this podcast your sanctuary to redefine success, discover joy in the everyday, and reshape the narratives that have defined you. Stay connected and deepen your journey by joining our community on Instagram or engage with our discussions on Substack. Let's explore what it means to live authentically together.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Rich Queer Aunties. It's been so amazing. The last 2 episodes, we've got such amazing feedback. As many of you know, Kachi was not part of the podcast until the last 2 episodes, and it's felt so centering to have her here to talk with. And it seems like a lot of you are really digging that. So Kachi is back on the podcast. At this point, I'm just going to stop announcing it because it seems like
Yeah, I'm just here.
you're just here now.
I'm here. Yeah.
Okay, we're here
Hi.
now.
Hi, everyone.
Okay, we're here now. We've had a heat wave here in Oakland the last week.
I'm gonna die.
It's been 90 something degrees. We live in a new building, but it does not have AC. So we've been dying. But we really wanted to get this episode out there because, I don't know, we just be talking and we try to not talk just by ourselves.
Yeah.
We've shared really vulnerable parts of us. We've shared a lot about our journey. The first episode with Kachi, they shared about how coming back home to their body was the beginning of their healing journey and how liberating that has felt. And I shared about how I was out here walling out and I was just tired of walling out. And so I decided to get some healing, catch these healing hands from the psychologist. So having talked about all that, I still sometimes wonder to myself, why are we sharing these stories? Why are we presenting ourselves in this vulnerable way to the world? We could just shut up. There are a lot of voices in the world. Why must ours be a part of it? And so what is it for you?
Yeah, our narrative matters. It matters. And the reason I shared my story is that I want people to see themselves reflected in another existing human being that's out here living, thriving. And to me, it's just very liberating. Sometimes to keep all of your experiences inside of you can just choke you. And yeah, it's best to find the balance of taking things in and also putting things out into the world to create that balance, that you exist, that you matter, and that other people matter too, and that we are here to stay, to be, to flourish. And our voices carry weight.
We're the future ancestors.
Really, we
So-
are the future ancestors. So if we're not out here putting our message into the world, we might as well just be dying. And if we're not dying, then what the fuck are you actually doing?
Yeah.
So live, breathe, talk, share your story. Yeah. Connect with the living existence.
I will say,
you know.
though, that there are those called out in community, in the tribe, to be the storytellers.
Yeah.
I don't think that's everybody's path. I think there are way showers, there are the medicine men, medicine women, medicine people who are just like in that kitchen, cooking up, brewing up potions. And there are those who fight, who defend the tribe. And I tell my story because I'm a storyteller.
Yeah.
That is my lineage. I think there's a saying that goes, the one who holds the pen has history or something like that. And so what does it look like for two Black, African, Igbo, queer, trans people to be out here telling their story?
Yeah.
I feel like that's fucking powerful. We don't have like a big back end. We don't have a sponsor. We don't have a podcast network. We're just out here like setting up the camera and the microphone in our kitchen and just like talking about the shit that like matters to us, which ultimately is coming home to self.
Yeah. Agree with that.
Yeah. Okay. So I wanted to ask you, you began your journey towards healing.
Yeah.
If someone who is at that place you were a few years ago, early 30s, late 20s, saying to themselves, there's got to be different. I've got to find out for myself who I am. What would you tell them? What would you tell a younger version of you?
That's a really good question. I would tell them that it can be anything that you fucking want it to be. The future has not been created yet. However, being in the present, like truly existing in the present moment, is going to be so beneficial and so valuable to you in order to create your future. So I would just tell them, like, really start noticing. Start paying attention to the people around you, your environment, the places that you work. Start paying attention and start reflecting. Sometimes we kind of go on autopilot. A lot of our lived lives, we are constantly on autopilot and we never get a moment to just take a beat and reflect and dive deep into your past and recognize how far you've come. It's not easy to exist the way that you do. And your future is going to happen so long as you are present with your state of being.
What does it mean to be present? How will someone know that they are in the present, to be able to notice the things in their lives that need their attention and the work? How does one know what this feels like?
I believe that if you are in a state of joy and in connection with your people, with yourself, with your community, that's almost like a clue in to know that you are here now. If you are present with your emotions and that you're not running away from them or in a state of just constant fear, those are some clue-ins to know that you are in the present.
Okay, for me, practically, in a practical manner, that looks like, are you calling your friends?
Yeah.
Are you checking up on them? Are you tapped into what is going on in their lives?
Yeah.
It also means, are you able to express all your emotions, your feelings? Are you able to exist in the fullness of your emotional being, your spiritual being? Are you able to notice the beautiful flowers? Do you stop and take a picture of the sunset?
Yeah.
You know, I feel like in very practical ways, that's what being present looks like for me. But here's the thing. You also have to be present to the stuff that don't feel so good.
That's true. That's
That
why I
may
said
be a
don't
little
escape.
shitty.
Yeah. That's why I said don't escape all of your emotions, you know.
Yeah.
The fears, the anxiety, the panic, you have to be there enough to know that, one, it won't kill you, so you don't have to run away or stop the experience from happening to you. So being able to sit with yourself when you do feel that cringe or that like literally like you're about to die.
Yeah, because that's
You
often
know?
the clue into
Yeah.
the thing you need to work on.
That's true.
Instead of just wishing you didn't fight all the time with your partner, you
Mm,
can start to look at, oh shit, we fight all the time. What are we fighting about?
Yeah.
Or what is my 1% in it?
yeah.
If it's 99% their fault. So you're noticing, you're taking an assessment.
Mm-hmm.
You're noticing the places where your skills are lacking.
Yeah.
You notice in the places where aren't like aligned, who you are internally isn't what people are experiencing of you.
Mm-hmm.
What do you do? You're present to the pain of it all. What do you do next?
I say try to hold yourself with more compassion. Trying to understand your inner voice and your inner critic is highly important. Taking the moment to separate your self from overly identifying with the emotion, but that you are a holder or a space, like a space holder for that emotion. It is part of you. It is out of you, birthed out of your experiences. And having that separateness can let you be understanding.
Mm.
It makes sense that you are feeling this way. And you can go deep down and learn the reason why it makes sense. And then after really like having that sense of like understanding and compassion is to perhaps do something with the emotion, allow it to physically and or like physically manifest through your body or physically be felt through your body. Sometimes this could lead me to either dancing or to write about it, create art with it, go on a walk and feel the presence of other things while I'm in that state. And the more I spend time less over identifying with the emotion, it's almost like the easier you kind of feel it move through your body.
Oh, yeah. No, I was saying I really like that as a technique.
Yeah.
Not over identifying with your emotions, not over identifying with yourself, the self.
Yeah.
And in more practical terms, I think of the things that help me be in that space to be able to hold space for my emotions as a silent observer. It would be things like journaling.
Yeah.
Because when you're journaling, especially if it's a stream of consciousness, you're writing about how you're feeling, but it's someone outside of that feeling self that is doing the writing. There is a degree of separation there. It's the same as like when you're meditating and you are noticing yourself breathing.
Mm.
Because here, if you are in that moment able to notice yourself breathing, you're not thinking, you're just being with how the emotions are manifested in your body at that present time.
Mm-hmm.
And so those are really practical things people can do.
Yeah.
The same with walking in nature.
Yeah. Walking in nature, resting in nature, feeling the space that you or at least the space that nature holds for you while you're there. And yeah, for someone like me that experiences like a lot of like violence or just like a lot of anger and pent up frustration, anything that's kind of relates to not feeling powerful, like that sense of powerlessness. Sometimes what I want to do is just scream.
And you do.
And like, yeah, it might seem like it's mad,
Yeah.
but rather than it being thrown onto another an experience of another person that you share space with, rather let the vastness of nature hold that anger and frustration and chaos and rawness that can't be put into words, that sometimes can't be expressed, but it just needs to like, get out of your body. Yeah. Things like that.
I love it.
Yeah.
And I love the way also people we are in community with mirror us to us if we're paying attention.
That's very true.
If we're able to be vulnerable.
Yeah.
Because low-key, when someone is mirroring you to you, it's usually because something has happened. There's a precipitating event. And so it's not always like kumbaya.
Yeah.
Sometimes it's literally like in a fight, the person will tell you about you.
Yeah.
And are you able to be vulnerable and curious enough to say, is there something in this? I know this is something you and I discuss all the time, and then how you're not always able to do that.
That's true. Especially like in the moment. In that moment, it can be very challenging. Only really because fucking chemical imbalances and fucking being in pain and also wanting it to be expressed can really be difficult to then just find like a moment of compassion and separateness and just recognize that this experience is happening. And I notice myself that I can connect better with the experience when I'm able to honor space to notice my breath and notice what's happening and make a choice to check in to what is happening and make a choice to listen when whatever is happening is happening.
And I'm still going to say that this stuff is high level. It's high levels.
Yeah.
It took me 10 years, since embarking on my healing journey to be at a place where I can even notice my breath. I know it might be easier for some people than others, but I'm just going to say that's why for me, it was so important to have someone there present with me, able to hold that space for me in the initial, like when I started.
Yeah.
I just could not separate myself from my subconscious beliefs about myself. I could not identify my true nature because there were so many people in me that made up me. That the way I was moving through the world was from the viewpoint of all these different people. Be it my mom, my cultural expectations, my pastor, my church, my teacher, my cousins. I was made up of all these people. So being able to hold space for myself in the present was inaccessible to me. And so having an objective person outside of me, i.e. my therapist, be able to do that for me was like gold.
Yeah.
And that's how come I knew that like all these things that I said were my character and I so identified with was not unique to me, that other people were also like this.
Yeah.
And that they've been able to study and there's a science behind and you can trace it. If you've had these adverse childhood events, this is what life can look like for you.
Yeah. I think that brings me back to what it really feels like when you've been seen, the way that your nervous system can trust yourself more, that this experience makes sense. And in going through it, you can build the resilience and it's like you're building your tenacity to be presently here. You're learning how to really grasp the current time frame and not use any poor coping skills to escape, but using skills that let you connect with yourself and with another person. Because trauma it will convince you that you are in danger and that you need to leave right now. Some people's...
You need to fight.
Or you need to fight right now.
Or you need to freeze right now.
Or you need to freeze right now.
And go inward.
Essentially, yes.
Yeah.
But when you have ownership, you've purchased real estate in what is happening right now. You have made a decision. I am going to choose to be here right now. I'm going to listen. I'm going to breathe. I'm going to pause. I'm going to reflect. And then I'm going to respond instead of reacting or deflecting or just being so uncomfortable in yourself that you don't trust the moment is here to teach you a lesson or to even support you in the things that you're truly challenged with.
Yeah.
You know?
I will also say that there will inevitably be times where you do lash out.
Yeah.
You do deflect.
Mm-hmm.
You do go inward and, escape and freeze. And that's why you have to learn how to repair. That is part of the journey.
Very true.
Judging yourself for not being able to hold space for your emotions will lead you down just like a cycle of
suffering,
flagellation.
Yeah.
Yes. And suffering ultimately.
Yeah.
So being able to understand that for a long time, you are going to cause breakages. I don't know what the word
harm.
You're going to cause harm.
Yeah.
That requires you to know how to repair.
Yeah.
And so get comfortable with being really uncomfortable. Where one day you're going to look at yourself and I've been at this shit for 10 years. Here I am dealing with the same bullshit.
Fuck.
Like that shit is like so traumatizing in and of itself.
Yeah.
Because it is the same fucking shit that you have gone over and over and over with your therapist, with your homegirls, in your journal, with nature, with meditation, all of this bullshit, right? It's going to be that same fucking bullshit that keeps coming up. I promise you. I promise you with everything I have in me. And you're going to look back and just be like, you feel like giving up completely.
Yeah.
Because what the fuck is the point?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, do you relate?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're
the point
mellow with it.
No, I was with you. I honestly did not want to talk over with the audio here, but no, I needed to feel you and I needed you to be felt. Yeah. I feel you.
Yeah.
I feel you.
Because that shit is so annoying.
It is.
Especially, I think sometimes we talk a lot about the traumas we faced in childhood, but not enough conversations are had about the traumas we face in relationship. Especially if you're like I am about to turn 39 in a day, i.e. 40 in a year. Right? Like in the last 10 years of my 30s, in the last 9 years of my 30s, I've been through some shit. And I have put in so much work to be better, do better, get better, to only be here and still some of the same shit is nagging at me. And it takes a lot of just not giving up, giving myself grace and saying it's okay to begin again. It's okay to learn again. It's okay. You are loved.
Yeah.
You're loved enough for your efforts to matter.
Yeah. That's like that curation of that inner voice. that like narrative inside of your head that is telling you you are meant to be your biggest cheerleader.
Yeah.
You're meant to tell yourself it's okay that we are where we are right now and it makes sense. And this feels really shitty, but you know what? You're loved. You deserve better. You deserve to ask for what you need. And you deserve to receive the things that you do need. Because some of the times it can be really difficult to build that skill of receiving love and receiving forgiveness of self. You forgiving yourself is probably one of the hardest skills to develop. And we don't learn that in childhood. And in our adulthood, we have to essentially be our own parent.
Yeah.
And tell ourselves the things that we've always wanted to hear. And sometimes that voice can be challenging to nurture if all you've been programmed to feel is just shame, guilt, fear, and all of the things that just seem like it's true, but
it's not.
It's not. Your inner voice just needs to speak more to you.
What I come back to often when I am plagued with the question, why continue in the work? Why bother? And what I keep coming back to is the fact that we are innately good. We are innately God. We are innately love.
Yeah.
And the moment I find myself not being able to exemplify love, or the moment I find myself choosing not to exemplify love, I know there's work to be done yet. I know that at my deathbed, I want to feel that I made way for love, that I chose love as often and as ferociously as possible. So I keep at it. If I'm in situations where I question myself, should I go towards love? Should I go towards them? Should I go towards myself? Or just punish myself, punish them, punish us? If I'm still debating those choices, then I still have work to do. And so I tell my story to remind me of myself. I tell my story to remind others that they're not alone. I tell my story and I share my wisdom to give back to a world that has given to me. It's other people's stories and experiences that they've shared that's helped me have hope that it can be better. I could always be more loving. I could always be softer. I could always be more vulnerable. I could always be more like ferocious in my fight for justice. So I don't give up. Yeah. Pretty deep shit.
Yeah. That was beautiful to hear.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm about to cry.
Yeah, it's okay. It's quite the journey. And I hope this podcast gets to the people it needs to get to.
Yeah.
I think it doesn't need to be longer than it needs to be. So we'll just like put a pin on it here.
Yeah.
What do you think? Thank you for talking to me.
You're welcome. Thank you for having me here.
You're so handsome.
Thanks.
I love you.
I love you too.
Okay.
So if you enjoyed this podcast, please like, rate it on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, wherever you listen to podcasts. The ratings matter so much. The reviews matter. And if you think you know at least one person who can benefit from this, please share it with them. It means the world to me. And until next time, take care of yourself.